Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis and today I'm going to be testing Candy Apple Red Glaze from Penguin Pottery's Celadon Glaze series. I'm going to be testing this glaze on 7 different clay body test tiles as well as on a textured white stoneware mug. I'm happy to let y'all know that Penguin Pottery reached out and sent me lots of their glazes to make test videos for the channel. Penguin Pottery is a small clay business located in Vermont. They include a lifetime warranty with all of their glazes, which is super sweet of them. Penguin Pottery's commitment to working sustainably is one of my favorite parts of our collaboration. Sustainability is an important consideration for me as I walk through my life as well. Thank you again, Penguin Pottery. I'm so thankful I get to share these wonderful glazes with everyone. This is a Cone 6 glaze that's listed as lead-free, non-toxic, and food safe. Before I use any glaze, but especially a brand new glaze, it's important to make sure that the glaze is thoroughly mixed. To make sure this glaze is unquestionably mixed, I would normally use my power drill with an egg beater attachment. This is my favorite way to quickly mix up my glazes, but my egg beater attachment doesn't fit well into these smaller sample size jars. And using my thumbs to secure the lid, shake the holy crap out of the jar. These Penguin Pottery glazes always seem to arrive pretty well mixed, but it's still important to mix yourself to ensure consistency and reliability with every application. I'm going to be brushing glaze onto my test tiles. In most cases, I am brushing on my glazes. This glaze was formulated specifically for brushing. If you want to dip this glaze, Penguin Pottery recommends you use a dispersing agent like Darvan. I brush my tiles on in 1, 2, and 3 coats with the thickest coat at the top of the tile. I fire my tiles hanging on a high alumina rod to see how the glaze will perform on a vertical surface. In this way, I'm testing for running as well. With the thickest coat of glaze at the top of the tile, if it's going to run, it has somewhere to go. For the test mug, I'm going to try 2 coats of glaze. I would also like to mention that I am a very silly goose, and it is listed right here on the front of all Penguin Pottery glaze jars that they recommend you use 3 coats for best coverage. So there you have it. I'm still going to test 1, 2, and 3 coats on my tiles just to see, because you don't always have to follow what's recommended, and your glaze application can have effects on how much glaze is going down. With testing, we can make our own educated decisions on what effect and thickness we're going for within our own work. I like to test glazes on lots of different clay bodies to get a rough idea of how a glaze is going to behave on different colors or surfaces. Everyone out there is working with different kinds of clay, and maybe one of these tiles can help you guess what might happen for you. As always, I strongly recommend that you make your own test tiles in your own kiln. Fire your tiles exactly how you would fire your normal work. There are a lot of different factors that go into how a glaze is going to turn out. The best way to see how a glaze is going to work in your kiln on your clay with your application is to do your own testing. First up, let's look at this textured white stoneware mug. This is a true bright candy apple red. It's that perfect shade for a red sports car. This glaze seems to be stable all around. There's no sign of running and pretty much no breaking on the textures. This mug has 2 coats, and Penguin Pottery does recommend 3 coats for optimal coverage. I think 2 looks pretty solid, but maybe 3 would make it just that much better. Coat application can also vary slightly depending on how you brush on your glazes. I think that personally, I'm a bit heavier handed just in general in my whole life, so 2 coats for me, maybe 3 coats for someone else. This is just another reason why it's important to do your own testing. On my white stoneware tile, you can see a solid glossy red. A good glaze fit. There does not appear to be too much difference between 1 and 2 coats on this test tile, but you definitely need more than 1 coat for that bright flashy red. At 1 coat, the color is much less intense. On Laguna B-Mix, the red is just as bright and glossy as ever, but I can see on this body that the 3rd coat really helped to solidify the red color over the breaking texture on the tile. This glaze fits well on Laguna Frost porcelain and does not show any signs of wanting to run. The surface is a nice gloss and the red is as red as it ever was. My spectacular clay looks best with 3 coats as well. The speckles are still visible but slightly muted under the red. The surface is glossy, there's no sign of crazing. It seems like a good fit on most bodies so far. The effect on Laguna Speckled Buff is much the same. The surface is glossy, the speckles are subdued but still visible, and the red is bright and strong as ever. On red stoneware, this glaze comes through bright red. Some of the gloss on the surface starts to get a little textured compared to the lighter clay bodies, but it's still very red and seems functional as well. I was very impressed with how well this glaze held its own on Laguna B3 Black. The surface is a little textured and there's light pitting in places on the tile, but overall this is a very impressive red right on top of black. I think you'd have to proceed with caution, but this seems like it might be workable. All around, this is a sturdy and vibrant candy apple red glaze. It holds its own on nearly every clay body I tested. If you need a solid, loud red glaze for your collection, this is a great pick. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope you enjoyed learning more about this glaze and can make use of this information in your own studio. If you'd like to help support my channel so I can get more glazes to test for you, consider becoming a supporter of my channel at patreon.com/bluenosetrading. If you'd like to see all the ceramics I currently have available for sale, visit my website, bluenosetrading.com. If you'd like to stick around for a weekly art video, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Blue Nose Trading. I post weekly art videos and daily art shorts. Thank you again, Penguin Pottery Supplies, for sending me the glazes to make these test videos for everyone. And thank you for being here until the end of the video. Remember that you have great ideas that are worth exploring, drink lots of water, and I will see y'all next week.